Looking at the clip just shown before, we can see an example of how robots, such as our cell phones, impact how we connect with the rest of the world, providing us with a greater network, but also have become our sole medium to connect with the rest of the world. Robots have changed how we interact with ourselves and interact with others. The example just shown was an example of how robots have changed how we interact with others. But by looking at how robots have changed how we relate and interact with ourselves, we can truly begin to look at robots' future as social caretakers.
Eliza, a computer program created at MIT, uses pattern matching technology that gives the users the illusion that you're actually having a conversation with a real person.
Men are all alike.
In what way?
They're always bugging us about something or other.
Can you think of a specific example?
Well, my boyfriend made me come here.
Your boyfriend made you come here.
He says I'm depressed much of the time.
I'm sorry to hear that you're depressed.
It's true. I am unhappy.
Do you think coming here will help you not to be unhappy?
The computer's replies seem very understanding, but this program is merely triggered by certain phrases to come out with stock responses.
Going beyond Eliza, we have to now look at robots and the real question of what if they were to be caretakers for us in society. And so to do that, we have to look at them in each life stage, starting with childhood development. If robots were to be caretakers for children, there would be clear distinctions between a real woman and the robotic caretaker, especially present at the early stages of life for children. When children are in the phase of breastfeeding, there is the distinction that one gives milk, a living human being, while the other doesn't, the robot. These only become a distinction for so long because as the child matures, they still associate both of these contrasting concepts with being a motherly figure. Next, we move on to the phase of adolescence. In this phase of a human's life, robots as caretakers begin to teach children how to become functional adults in this world and uphold certain human values like sympathy, compassion, and more. Instead of actually teaching these values, though, robots begin to create narcissistic personalities by their willingness to address the child's needs and inability to resist the child's demands. The child loses interest in interacting with the rest of the world as those interactions provide ups and downs full of learning how to deal with disappointment and vagueness. Robots being caretakers for children during the vital stages of childhood and adolescence creates adults who go on to be products of alterity. Adulthood. The robot can't teach the child certain things, and adults continue through their life with these habits developed from their childhood. Adults raised by robotic caretakers have been taught they can have relationships without any responsibility, which makes all their interactions with other people much weaker. Thus, a society raised by robotic caretakers will eventually become one with adults who think they are connected, but in reality only think about themselves. Through experiencing relationships with responsibilities, people raised by robotic caretakers find relationships with other people to become overwhelming and a burden.
So what do social robots reveal about us? Well, first they show that we're a narcissistic society that wants to live in their imagination. And also it shows that we disdain interpersonal relationships, when in reality we cherish these relationships because they make us human.
So looking at social robots and how they've developed through applications like Eliza, and then how they will impact the life of humans as caretakers and things like that, we're going to look at some more modern day technology social robots, such as apps like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and then some social media spaces through blogging. So blogging presents a great space for society to find personal outlets for intimacy and post like whatever they want, really. And the problem with this is it really ruins the personal intimacy in the outside world. Like, people can't establish these same connections with people in real life. And then when you look at apps like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, they do connect the world, and they're great because people get to be free in a way on social media. But there is one pro/con that's pretty interesting about these apps. It's really the freedom of identity and the creative aspect of making an identity on the internet that comes with these apps that's really interesting, especially in adolescence, because it allows people to fall in love and out of love with these ideas and personalities that they create, but they don't have to deal with the consequences or any of the effects of it in real life because it's just the internet. After looking at Eliza and the creation of social robots and administering them as caretakers in society, we can now conclude social robots would make society a more individualized and restricted experience for each of the humans living in it.